What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I'm super stoked that you're here. I'm really digging this setup. I'm really digging this setup. It's super light, just super mellow, super chill. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is fantastic. We're just gonna cut straight to the point on why I'm making this video. Just kind of popped into my head this morning and I was like, you know, I think this actually might be valuable information. At least I wish I had this information when I was in high school. So yeah, the title of this video is Things I Wish I Knew When I Was in High School. Just so you know that I have some credibility, I graduated high school in 2014, which is like, what year is it, 6 years ago. Are you kidding me? That's so wild to say out loud. What am I doing? This is probably my #1 gripe with high school, at least when I was there, is there weren't any options, or at least it didn't feel like there were any options for me. And when I say options, I mean like after high school, like post high school, you know, we were just told that, you know, all there is college. And if you don't go to college, you're not gonna get a job, you're not gonna be able to, you know, buy a car, start a family, buy a house, and basically live a happy life. The way that I saw it, which really just made me angry at the time, was the only way you're gonna be successful in life is if you test well, AKA, you know, score a good SAT, ACT, get into a good school, do well for 4 years, and then hopefully come out with a piece of paper that says, I'm qualified to do something. And then from there on, you get a job of which you work for the next 50 years, and then retire, and then enjoy your money for 20 years. Ever since things started to kind of get serious in school, like freshman year is when you kind of like started making decisions and like doing things that like set you up for like college and stuff. That's when I started to get kind of like frustrated and like confused about this whole system, because I knew from a very young age that I was different and that I didn't want to take the same paths as everyone else, you know, like going to college and then getting a job. I just, you know, maybe it's super millennial of me or whatever, but I just did not want a job. But the problem is in school, in high school, I didn't feel like there were any other options because there were none presented to me. You know, nowadays, and I know this was only like 6 years ago, but I swear, when I was in high school, opportunities like there are today did not exist. You know, and I know kids today are like, oh, I want to be an influencer, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. But aside from that, other jobs like creative jobs, trade school jobs, like those things weren't presented to me. It was only like score well in your ACT, go to a 4-year college, and then jump into like a proper job like engineering or medical or I don't freaking know. And I was so frustrated because I felt like I was the only person who felt like this, who didn't have an idea of what they wanted to be, you know? Like when people would ask me, even when I was younger, but especially in high school, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to go to school for? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Why should I know? I'm 16 years old. Why are you asking me when I'm a sophomore or a junior in high school what I want to do for the rest of my life? I'm not even done growing. Why do I want to know what I want to do for the rest of my life? So this kind of like frustration and like dissatisfaction with the status quo kind of like hit me hard, I'd say about end of sophomore year. I started to tank in my classes. I stopped doing homework. I went to classes, but I literally stopped caring and stopped trying, and I went from like an A to B student to like a C and D. I don't think I ever failed any classes, but yeah, I wasn't in it anymore because I wasn't passionate. I didn't see an end goal, you know? Some people go to school and they're like, yeah, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, and they have that vision from day one, so they have like that fuel to burn off of when they're young, and they're like, yeah, everything I'm doing now, it makes sense. I'm taking steps in the direction to get me to where I want to go. But for kids who don't have a passion, kids who don't know what they want to do, the same pressure is being put on everyone else to figure out what you want to do. So those kids who don't have an idea of what they want to do, they suffer. And that sucks because people end up doing things that they don't want to do because the world is pushing them in that direction. And that same thing happened to me. You guys won't believe it. The ACT, that's what we take in Minnesota. I took it 5 times. I got I think what's a perfect score? 36? Was it 34 or 36? I don't know. This is how it went. I got an 18, a 19, a 20, a 19, and then on my 5th try, I got a 21. And 21 was basically like the minimum to get you into like a state school, which I didn't even want to go to anyway, but I didn't know what else to do. This video isn't really about college, but long story short, I stayed there for 1 semester. Pretty much skipped all classes, played FIFA, went skiing when I should have been in like econ class and whatever, because I just didn't care. Dropped out of college after 1 semester, moved back home, and I ended up working as a waiter and then in a factory where we made machines, and the machine that I was working on was yogurt. And I put yogurt on a conveyor belt all day for 10 hours a day for $10 an hour. That was a low. That was a low. Ended up doing that for, I don't know, 6 months, 7 months, and then flew out to Hawaii to participate in a DTS, a discipleship training school with YWAM, and yeah, that totally transformed my life. I met Jesus. I got new direction for my life. I found new passions in Him, and yeah, life has been amazing since then. That was 2015 when I went out to Hawaii, and obviously it's 2020 now, so 5 years rocking. Now you say, oh yeah, that's fine and dandy, but what did you do to get out of that? And like I said, there weren't really options for me when I was young. What are you doing? My ticket out of this situation came in the form of something that, you know, the world sees as negative, dropping out of college. You know, and back then, it was not really acceptable to drop out. You don't hear about that as much as you do now. You know, all those YouTube videos where they're like, dropped out of college to pursue my dream of being a filmmaker and travel the world and drive exotic cars, and yeah, I said screw it to the 9 to 5. What's up, dude? Yeah, that type of content, those type of people did not exist when I was in high school. And it's not like I dropped out because I chose to. I dropped out because, well, yeah, I guess I did choose to. So my biggest encouragement to you is to just try things. I just wrapped up my time in Hawaii, so I come back to Minnesota because I felt like the Lord led me back here, and then was just surfing Facebook one day, saw an advertisement for a company that was saying, hey, we're hiring 2 photographers and 1 videographer. Click the link to apply. And I'm like, what the heck? Why not give it a shot? I'm not even joking. Within a week, maybe a week and a half, I was hired. And it just goes to show, if you have something you're passionate about, you're gonna become good at it. Whether it's the standardized version of like going and getting a proper education to go learn that skill or that trade, or teaching it to yourself, being self-taught, which is what I did. You know, YouTube taught me everything I know about video, and it got me a job. Like, what? The world is a totally different place now. So if you're in high school right now, have hope, because it's gonna turn out fine. All right, even if you don't know what you wanna do and you're a senior, that's fine. I didn't know what I wanted to do until like a year and a half, 2 years after high school. And that's fine. If you feel the pressure to go to college, know that that pressure is not coming from God. That pressure is coming from the world. It's coming from your teachers, you know, sometimes your parents, your friends, you know, aunts and uncles. It's not, pressure is not from God. You know what? Nobody's gonna look at you like you're a failure if you don't decide to go to college, or if you drop out of college. People are too self-absorbed with their own situations and how they think they're being viewed to care about what you're doing. So my biggest encouragement is to just slow down, okay? Take the tests. You have to take the tests to graduate. Do all that stuff, but take the pressure off. You don't need it. Find what makes you tick and what gets you like stoked to like wake up in the morning, and pursue that. I guarantee you there's money in it. I think that about wraps it up. This is kind of a new style of video that I haven't done before. It's kind of like a, I don't know, life advice style. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know. Tell me if you want more videos like this. Leave a like if you're feeling generous, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get notified for future videos just like this one. All right, I think I'm going to take a nap for the rest of the afternoon, so I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.